Good morning, it's Monday and today is PE Day. We are going to learn about insects this week and pollination in particular. So today is PE Day and our activity today is going to be going on a safari in our backyard to find some insects. And that is a very active thing that we're going to do because it's PE today. So this book that I'm going to read you today is called Backyard Insects. Backyard insects. So insects that you can find in your backyard. Did you know there may be more than 1,000 different kind of insects in your own backyard? They live in the grass, on bushes and trees, under rocks, and in the soil. Hungry birds, frogs, lizards, and spiders are always searching for these insects to eat, but insects can escape from them in surprising ways. That might not look like your backyard, but your backyard has lots of different areas where you can look for insects, and you will do that today. Hidden insects. Can you find 3 moths in these pictures? Can a hungry bird find them very easily? One of them looks like bark. There's the picture. See if you can find them. One is pretty clear, right? Here's the wings of one. One looks like part of a branch. There's the other one. One looks like the forest floor it is sitting on. Can you see it here? See its wings go all the way across, and here's its head. They're pretty well camouflaged, aren't they? So when you go out on your insect safari, you're going to have to look very closely. Don't look so much for color changes, look for movement. Look for twigs with legs, and you will find a walking stick in these pictures. One is green and matches the green twigs. Can you see the walking stick here? Here's his legs. There he is, right there. The other is brown and matches the brown twigs of the tree it feeds on. So there's a green one and a brown one. And that's the kind of place that they live, a place that has those colored twigs. You really have to look 3 or 4 times to find the stink bug resting on the bark. It's very hard to find. It also gives off a bad odor. That's a smell. That's why it's called a stink bug. And it helps keep enemies away. All right, can you see him there? He's not that hard to see, is he? Can you see him right here? Here's his body right there. And here's his antenna up here and here. Some caterpillars are hard to find too, like the one that looks like the rolled edge of a leaf. Find the one that looks like a spike of grass. So here's a spike of grass, and here's the rolled edge of a leaf. Find the caterpillar that looks like leaves of a plant. Find the one that looks like a twig. Find the one that looks like the flowers it is resting on. All right, so here you go. You can look and see. And there's the other pictures. Can you see them? Good job, friends. Remember, you can pause the video if you want to take a moment to look at the pictures. A frothy means foamed up. A frothy bunch of bubbles is fastened to a tender plant stem. Look at it there. It looks like bubble bath that got out of the bathtub, doesn't it? See it? A frothy. An insect is hidden inside. It sucks plant juices hour after hour and gives off the soapy liquid that covers it. It is called a frog hopper. When insects are hidden or look like the place where they live, they're protected from their enemies. This kind of protection is called camouflage. So there's his bubbles, and there's what he looks like inside, a frog hopper. He's pretty well camouflaged, isn't he? Insects with warning colors. So this isn't camouflage. This is warning. Stay away. We're dangerous for you to eat, and we want you to know it, so we're going to be brightly colored. Not all insects are hard to find. Many of them have very bright colors. Their enemies can easily see them, but they don't go after them. The bright bands of black and yellow on bees and wasps are warning colors that give the message, I sting. Toads try to catch honeybees, but after they get stung a few times, they leave them alone, even though they're very hungry. Bee, wasp. Both of those are pollinators, and pollinators are very important for especially fruit, but fruit and vegetable both. Bright-colored ladybird beetles give the message, I taste bad, and are not eaten by many birds. I taste bad, don't eat me. That's what the black and red says. The monarch butterfly has orange and black colors. The colors warn that this butterfly is bitter and poisonous. And you don't want to eat that, and birds don't want to eat it either. It'll make them sick. It's beautiful to look at though, isn't it? If a bird swallows a monarch butterfly, it gets sick and throws up. After that, it does not try to eat monarch butterflies. The monarch butterfly gets its poison from a plant called milkweed, which we have in our garden at school. It feeds on this plant when it is a caterpillar. The caterpillar shows warning colors too, and is also poisonous. So this bird has eaten that monarch butterfly, but it won't eat it again. Does it look very happy? I don't know. And then there's the monarch butterfly caterpillar. I don't know if you remember all the way back to the beginning of school, but we had a lot of these little caterpillars, so many, on the milkweed plants in our garden. You'll be happy to know that those milkweed plants are all coming back in the garden again this year. So when you're in first grade, you'll be able to see them. Many other insects with warning colors live on plants in the milkweed family. Look at the bright colors of the milkweed beetle, the milkweed bug, and the caterpillar of the harlequin moth. Birds leave these poisonous insects alone once they have tried them. So they have to try them first to know that they do not taste good or make them sick. But once they do that, then they know that is not something to eat. Copycat insects. Look at the two butterflies in the pictures. One is a monarch butterfly. The other is a small viceroy butterfly that looks almost exactly like it. There is a small difference, a dark line across the viceroy's hind wings. Hind means back. Can you find it? Can you find it? Look and see. Monarch, viceroy. Wow, they look so similar, don't they? That's pretty beautiful, huh? Yep. See this line down here, right here? See that on the viceroy? See, there's not one there on the monarch. So if you see this line along the bottom, you know it's a viceroy and not a monarch. The caterpillars of the viceroys do not feed on milkweed, so they don't have any milkweed poison in them. But birds leave viceroys alone because they're copies or mimics. So the birds got sick from eating this one, and that looks so much like it that they don't eat it, because if they do, they're afraid they're going to get sick. That's a pretty good defense mechanism, isn't it? Scary insects. Some insects flash bright spots of colors that look like eyes. These are actually called false eyes. They're not real. See that? Here's his face down here, and he's got these little eyes. But look at, when you look at that, those look like bird eyes, like owl eyes, and owls are predators of smaller birds, so they stay away. The Cecropia silkworm moth spreads its wings, and suddenly it becomes a giant face with big eyes. Very, very cool. Even caterpillars flash eyes. This caterpillar of the swallowtail butterfly can suddenly show an enormous pair of false eyes. False means not real. The false eyes are just spots of color on the caterpillar's skin, but these spots frighten away many birds because a bird's own enemies, owls, cats, and hawks, have such eyes. A swallowtail's real eyes are tiny. They're on the sides of the head in the front of the false eyes. All right, so let's look here. Yeah, very cool. Birds may stay away from this click beetle too because of the patches of color on its back. See it? Look like big eyes. See, those are not eyes, but they sure look like big eyes. The click beetle has still another way of protecting itself from enemies. When it is touched, it gives a loud click. When it tucks up its legs and drops to the ground, it usually lands on his back. It lies still for a few minutes and then suddenly, click, it snaps into the air and lands on its feet. Hopefully it gets away before the bird picks it up. Imagine coming face to face with this monster. Look at it here. I'll show it to you, then I'll read about it. It is called the hickory horned devil. It can get to be 7 inches long. That's long. Let's remember, a dollar bill is 6 inches. It's a little bit longer than that, like 7 inches. That's pretty big for a hickory, what's it called? A hickory horned devil. It can get to be as fat as a cigar. So some cigars are about that fat. It also has 8 long, black-tipped orange horns. When attacked, this caterpillar whips its horns from side to side. Most birds leave and look for another insect meal. So these aren't legs, these are its 8 black-tipped horns. I think that looks pretty scary, and I don't think I would want to eat that. Insects with 2 heads, did you know that was a thing? Will this gray hair-streaked butterfly fly away to the left or to the right? Where is its head? When attacked, the butterfly darts off. Often, it leaves its enemy with pieces of wing instead of its head. I wonder if it can still fly with the pieces of wing in its mouth. I don't know. Insects have so many ways to escape. You might wonder, are they ever found and eaten? They are. But the ones that are hidden or have warning colors or look bad tasting or scare off their enemies are the ones who live the longest. They lay the most eggs that grow up into insects like themselves. These insects survive, that means live longer, better than the ones that don't have such protection. All right, here's your job for today. So that was a wonderful book about backyard insects, and that's only some of the ones that you might find on your safari today. So you need to go out in your yard and find at least 3 different kinds of insects. Draw a picture describing them and then tell me something about them. All right, I can't wait to see them. Have a wonderful day.